Hello and welcome to the Wakefield College Year 10 virtual taster day. Hope you're good. Thanks for joining us. Obviously, normally we would have done this in person. We would have had you down at the Wakefield City campus, at the Castleford campus, giving you the chance to really explore, to really have a good look around and also take part in tasters in areas of interest for you. Naturally, this year, as you'll know, is a little bit different. So we can't do it as we were going to, but hopefully lots lined up this morning that you can really get stuck into and hopefully give you a good idea of looking ahead towards that next step for you and your education as well. I should really introduce myself actually. My name is Rich Williams. I'm a radio presenter on Virgin Radio. If there are any Leeds United fans watching out there, I'm also a presenter for Leeds United TV. We do loads of events over Wakefield College over the last year because of everything going on, from open days to taster days like this, and hopefully you'll be able to get lots and lots out of today's event as well. So thanks for joining us. The comments are open, by the way. If you've got a comment you want to add in, you can do that. If you're watching in a class with other students and maybe a teacher at the front and they want to put in the comments for you, you are very welcome to do that, and we'll do all our best to get back to those questions and comments. So let me welcome you. I know we've got students watching from Airedale, also from Kettlethorpe, from Kings, from Madney, from Minsthorpe, from Outwood, and from Royds as well. Wherever you're watching, it's really, really, really good to have you. And thanks for taking the time to do that. And I just really hope you get loads out of this morning as well. So we'll be able to give you a taste of what Wakefield College can offer. We can answer some of your questions as well. And we have a competition coming up for you also. Well worth listening to what you hear this morning, because I might help you answer some of the questions later on, where you can win some high street shopping vouchers as well. And more details on that coming up later this morning. There is a landing page for this event, and you might have seen this already this morning. If you want to go back and watch anything or find out everything that's happening, including the study packs that we've got for you, at wakefield.ac.uk/tasterday is the place to go. And of course, all the course information and the details are running at the bottom of the screen as well. So in terms of the programme for today, for this part of the morning and the live event, we've got Louise coming up just to talk through really what a taster day is all about, because she knows better than most, just to let you know what's in store for you today. Richard to talk about A-levels at the college. We can do a virtual tour of the college for you as well. We've got James to talk about the vocational options that might be perfect for you. Also, there's a brand new qualification. Actually, they're starting this September, and there'll be a year through by the time you're looking. They're called T-levels. They're a brand new course that you can do. If you've not heard of them before, we can let you know about those as well. Karine is in charge of those, and she can tell you all about it. We've also got Hayley to talk about enrichment opportunities and work placements. Yes, we want to make sure you're on the right course, but also we want you to have just a great time if you come into Wakefield College, and all the things that are on offer for you as well. So Hayley's got more on that. And Lee can talk to us about careers and next steps as well. So there really is lots coming up this morning, and really hope you get lots out of it as well. Let's get on with what we've got in store, and to find out exactly what's happening today and exactly what a taster day is all about, the school liaison coordinator is Louise Crook, and Louise, it was like our first guest this morning, which is great. And there you are. Hi, Louise. You all right?
Hi, I'm good, thank you.
Good. Okay, I'm going to open with the most important question, and the most obvious question in many ways, but in case anyone's not sure, what exactly is a taster day? Obviously, this year it's different than it would have been. So what do you hope everyone gets out of this?
So taster day is basically what it says on the tin. It is getting a taste of what college is like. So whether that be having a go at certain subjects or finding out about all the extra stuff that goes alongside your course, you know, whatever it is just to get a taste of what college life is like. You know, it's a really good opportunity to start having a look at, you know, your options for next year. You might have a really good idea of what you might want to do after you finished at school. You know, you might not be sure at all. And this is a really good step to sort of start looking at what those options are.
Yeah, this is like a really exciting moment for like everyone who's watching. This is a moment where you're starting to make those decisions that will kind of decide which direction you start to go in life and towards further education and work and those kind of big life decisions. They sort of start around now. So this kind of gives a good flavour of those options, doesn't it?
Yes, absolutely. So obviously at Wakefield College, we offer lots of different types of courses that we're going to hear more about throughout this broadcast. So hopefully that gives you a bit more of an idea of just what is available. And, you know, there'll be some subjects that you can do as vocational subjects, some subjects you can do as A levels, there's certain options you can do as T levels, and even apprenticeships as well. So it is about just looking at all those options. You know, you might have a set idea in your mind of, you know, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, but it is a really good option now to sort of start that process and having a look at everything. You know, you might find subjects that you've not heard of that you know, you might want to just find out a bit more about. There might be subjects that you're doing at school that you might want to carry on with. And this just gets that ball rolling, ready for then when you get to year 11, you can think back to this taster activities that you've done and think, right, what did I like? What did I not like? Which do I want to have a bit more of a look at? And it puts you in a really good position then, ready for when you're applying in year 11.
Okay, so we're starting with this morning, and then there's other activities lined up throughout the morning as well. So just what's lined up? What can everyone get stuck into?
Yep, so we've obviously got the broadcast now, which will give you lots of information about all these different types of courses. And then there's the career coach activity that we'll hear a bit more about later on. That's a really good one, just to sort of have a look at all the different industries that are available. It shows you things like wages and how many people do those jobs in the area. So that's a really good idea to have a look at. We've also got the study packs. So these are done by all of our departments at college. So basically you can have a go at a task that you might be set if you were to study that course. So you might think, I don't really know much about this subject, I'll have a go at that task and just to find out a bit more. And it might be, like I say, it might be something that you've never studied before, but you might sort of want to have a bit of a look at. And the beauty of this is you can have a look at as much as you want. You know, you can go on and do every one of them if you really want to. But, you know, it is a really good way to just have a see at those subjects. So if you've got a list of subjects that you might think, I'm not sure about this, not sure about that, doing those tasks might just sort of firm up which ones you want to have a bit more of a look at in the future.
You know, it's funny, you'd sort of joke about that, Louise, but in many ways, like, there are loads of options now, right? It's not, well, you either do this or you do that. There is a huge amount of stuff to get through, huge amount of options. How do you help students pick the right thing? You know, what if someone's watching right now, they do all the study packs, like, well, I kind of like loads of it. Like, I'm really interested in loads of areas. How do you narrow it down? How do you decide what's the correct route for students?
Yeah. So I always say, if I'm at events or anything, writing a list is always a good start. So you'll know there's be some subjects that, you know, they're definitely not for you, or they're not an area that you want to look at. So you can think, right, well, that's not for me. So you can write down the ones that you might be interested in. Now, it might be that you do this event and have a go at some of the study packs, and you might maybe add some or cross some off that list. And then when you get into year 11 and you maybe do some more events with those and maybe come to an open day, you'll start crossing off that list, and hopefully you'll get to those decisions, just slowly working through getting as much information as you can from college, and, you know, and just experiencing as much and as many open days or events like this as you can from now until you finished in year 11.
Fantastic. And in terms of Wakefield College itself, because how much would you just love everyone to be there right now, to be doing this, to be saying hello and hi, I'm Louise, and all that kind of stuff, which we can't do at the moment. But just give everyone a flavour of Wakefield College, what it might have been like had we actually been down there today.
Yeah, so normally it is very different. So you'd either chosen to go to the Wakefield campus or the Castleford campus, depending on what you're wanting to study. So that's a really key point as well. If you are looking at studying certain subjects, some are done at Wakefield, some are done at Castleford. So obviously location, that is really important as another option to think about when you're making those decisions. But you'd be coming down to the campus, you'd be having a welcome talk, and you'd have chosen maybe 2 vocational courses or 4 A-level subjects to study. And you'd be doing those subjects and those sessions throughout the day. So obviously, if you were if you were in college, on Taster Day, you would be doing a certain amount of subjects. So the beauty of the virtual Taster Day is that you can have a go at as many as you like.
Awesome. Yeah, we're not there in person, but we are in our spare bedrooms, all of us. So that's all exciting about. Louise, thank you so much just for giving a bit of an overview of what's going to happen today and everything. Really appreciate it. Louise, there, just giving you a little bit of an insight into today's Taster Day. Thank you, Louise. Okay, good stuff. Let's move on to A-levels. Obviously, this might be something that you're looking to do. The A-level provision at Wakefield College is really excellent as well. The head of A-levels is Richard Collins. So let's speak to Richard, who will magically appear that way. When you always do these things, you always think you're going that way, but it's actually that way because you're facing the camera. How are you, Richard? All right?
I'm very good. Are you?
Yeah, really good, thank you. Pleased to be here and glad we could put this on as well, not being able to be in person, but still to give students a real taste of what's coming up. So let's just start by talking about A-level courses and the ones that are available, I guess.
Yeah, sure. Well, I'm actually coming to you from one of the classrooms rather than my spare bedroom today, so that's a nice change.
That would be a really interesting spare bedroom had that been with the lighting you've gone for and the stuff on the wall. So yeah, but you're actually in one of the classrooms. So
it's a psychology room. So yeah, the theme, the decoration is all psychology. So in terms of A-levels, we offer about 20 subjects at A-levels here at Wakefield College. Some subjects Year 10 students may be familiar with, certainly Year 11 students may be familiar with. So things like English language, literature, history, geography, physics, chemistry, biology and maths. But subjects that you probably will not have come across before, things like psychology, sociology, criminology, law, photography, politics, computer science. So there is loads to have a go at.
Fantastic. It is great down there and the A-levels and the provision that you've got. Let's just talk a little bit about how they are assessed. This year and last year are different, same with GCSEs and everything going on at the moment. What's the plan for when our students looking right now, when they're looking to do them? What's the plan to go to?
Okay, so students in Year 10 and 11 will join us and we will be back into exams. Hopefully, fingers crossed, touch wood, everything, COVID will be finished by then. So A-levels in many respects are a bit like GCSEs. You study for a period of time. At the end of that, you'll have some exams to do. Where A-levels are different to GCSEs is that you study for 2 years before you get to do your exams. Now, some of the subjects that we offer, like, for example, criminology and geography, have an element of project work that accounts for about roughly 20% of their overall grade. But the main thing about A-levels are you've got exams to do at the end of 2 years, and that will determine how well you do.
Okay, and in terms of class sizes, because that's an important thing I'm sure many people want to know about. How do you work those and what do they look like?
Okay, sometimes this depends on the subjects that students choose. For example, computer scientists are in computer science labs, and so we restrict numbers to around about roughly 10. So fairly small group, and that's because of the equipment and the specialism in subject. Others, more popular courses, psychology, sociology, something like that, typically something like 20 students in a class. The maximum class size we allow ourselves is 25. So actually, fairly small groups, your good mix of students, we don't overload.
Good. This is like one step. This is the next step in what's probably going to be a series of steps for everyone watching as to how they're going to define the path that they go on as well. So for someone thinking about doing A-levels, what kind of options does that then open up? And, why are they a good route to take?
Okay, well, A-levels is the qualification that mum and dad will be familiar with. And if you like, it's what we call the academic route, the traditional academic route from GCSE into university. And most of our students who finish A-levels with us do go on to university. About 80 to 90% of our leavers will go to university. But increasingly, there's lots of other options for students, like apprenticeships, higher level apprenticeships, and employment as well. And some of our students go on to do that after they've done A-levels. So it's a very widely recognised qualification for both university and employers.
Okay, let's just talk a little bit about A-levels at the college. And I guess, the obvious question would be, why Wakefield College? But tell us a bit about A-levels and the students and the feel of Wakefield College, which is the thing that's really difficult, I guess, to get across today over a screen.
I think, well, for me at least, Wakefield College is brilliant. That's why you'd want to choose A-levels at Wakefield College. But I may be.
You could leave it there if you want, Reed. That's all right. That's all good. Yeah, but tell us a little bit about it.
Okay. Firstly, we're different to school. We have a different ethos and we have a different culture here. We focus on what we call young adults. So when students join us for A-level, we very much treat them as young adults. We don't have uniform, we don't have bells telling you when to go to the next class. Students and teachers are on first name terms. It's a more relaxed atmosphere, but that comes with responsibility for students as well. So to do well at A-levels, there is quite a significant bit what we call independent study, work you will need to do outside of your lessons in order to be successful. And that's quite different to GCSEs. So students can sometimes struggle to get their heads around that, but they will get used to it. And it's a very deliberate policy, because students going on to university, the majority of their learning will be in their own time, their own work. And so we prepare you for that. We've got lots of social spaces that students can come to in between lessons, mixed with friends, lots of study spaces like the library and things like that. Wednesday afternoons we keep free from your timetable, because there's lots of enrichment activities that our students do, from sports to clubs, societies, Duke of Edinburgh, all that kind of stuff. And it gives students not just an academic background and qualification, but it's more about becoming more rounded as an individual as well. And I think, you know, we're a fairly small department within a big college, so there's lots of resources, but we're small enough to be friendly. You will get to know all of the students, you'll get to know all of the staff, and as I say, first name terms. And it's that kind of ethos that comes back to us time and time again from student surveys. Our students are very happy here. They enjoy studying here, and they're successful as well. I mean, we've got pass rates of over 97% and have had for a number of years. We've got courses that with 100% pass rate. And as I say, 89% of our students go on to university and beyond.
And it's brilliant, as you said, said right at the start there. Richard, really good to speak to you. Thank you so much for just giving a bit of info about the A-levels at Wakefield College. Have a fab weekend, and we'll speak to you soon. Thank you.
Cheers.
Much
Thank
appreciated. So there you go. And also, Richard mentioned there about enrichment and activities, and we'll speak to Hayley later on, because Hayley's oversees all that kind of stuff. There's so much stuff you can get involved in at Wakefield College, alongside picking that route which you take as well. We really wanted to give you a taste of what the college looks like. You can do that. There are virtual tours on the website. If you go and have a look, wakefield.ac.uk/taste today, you can have a look around. You can kind of click on, and it expands out and gives you 360s of all different areas of the college. So well worth taking a look at some point. But we also kind of wanted to give you a flavour of what life at the college is like as well. So hopefully we can do that by showing you this. So there you go. We are Wakefield College. That's what it looks like. Probably worth pointing out, although I'm sure you realised that much of that footage was taken before the world of social distancing and what have you. But hopefully that gives you an idea of what things are like at the college and hopefully what things are going to return to as well. Let's talk about vocational options that are available for you, and the head of schools partnerships is James Pennington to talk us through a bit about that. James, how are you doing? All right?
Morning, Rich. Yeah, good. Thanks to you.
Good. I'm good. I'm really interested in everyone's backdrops today. What have you? Where
I've got
are
a bit
you?
of school liaison activity. I'm in the office. Behind me, I've got some Children's University pictures, some school liaison pictures and things that just decorate the wall a bit, really.
Love it. You're putting mine to Manchester blank wall. You're putting mine to absolute shame. All right, James, let's talk about vocational courses. I guess the first question would be, what's a vocational course?
Well, I mean, first of it, it's just to say we'd love to have all the young people in Year 10 down here today taking part in our vocational courses and getting that real first taste of college life. But in the absence of that, a vocational course really is a combination of practical and classroom-based activity, which provides students with the skills, techniques, and training to then go on and get a job in their chosen profession. We've delivered these courses for years, over 100 years, in fact. So we're really experienced at doing it. We're really proud of the suite of courses. We've got over 30 vocational subjects you can study with us. And over the years, we've trained people to go into jobs both locally and nationally. Okay,
and these kind of courses, they're a bit of a shift from school, aren't they? So it's very different from school subjects. How do they vary? Doing this at college will be a very different feel.
It is, and I think that's what's really exciting about the vocational offer that we have. You know, for some young people, they'll want to progress with subjects that they've done at school and go on to A levels. For others, they might not have had as good a time at school. They might want to get into something and start something new. And this is an exciting time because it allows them to come away from that 12 years of compulsory schooling and national curriculum and choose something that they want to do, something that's going to shape their future and that's going to take them on to that road, whether it's to higher education or into the world of work. We've got a really extensive offer, as I said before. We deliver provision on both sites. So at Wakefield, students could do animal care, art and design, business, childcare, computing, computer games development, health and social care, horticulture, hospitality and catering, music, performing arts, sport and public services, travel and tourism. So as you can see, just there, there's a long list. And in addition to that, we offer additional courses at Castleford, so automotive, so that's motorbikes and motor vehicle mechanics. We offer childcare there too, construction, engineering, and hair and beauty. So totally different to provision that's available in schools. Exciting, and for a lot of young people out there, something that I'm sure they want to do next.
And it's going to be a different environment as well. You talked about the areas, but in terms of your facilities, they're great down there as well. And again, you can have a look on the website and see for yourself, but your facilities are fab.
Yeah, we're really proud of our facilities, Rich. There's been a substantial investment in our estate over the years at both sites. And what we are proud of is that the buildings, the facility, the course equipment, it's all there to be industry standard. So when students come to Wakefield College, they're going to continue their education in outstanding facilities. And whether that's a hair and beauty salon, whether it's our performing arts theatre, whether it's the engineering workshops, whether it's Gaskell's restaurant, these are real working environments, and they're preparing young people to go out into the world of work and develop them skills and industry behaviours that are expected of them. We work with a lot of local. We work with a lot of local employers as well that help us shape that to ensure that when young people come and do vocational courses with us, they're getting the training that they need to go out and hit the ground running in employment too.
Yeah, I've seen some of these facilities because you'd obviously expect James to say, yeah, we got great facilities. Of course we do. I've seen they are great. I mean, the restaurant it's like industry standard restaurant. The hair and beauty, it's like walking into these kind of real working environments, aren't they? It's not like, oh well, it's not quite the same standard. It's right up there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the restaurant, for instance, there's paying customers coming into that. So whether you are working front of house, whether you're actually doing the food or working in the bar area, you've got to be professional. You've got to be smart. You've got to be working to industry standards to make sure that your customers are having a good experience in the restaurant. So yeah, and that's what we think gives a lot of our courses that wow factor, is that students come in from school, they see these new facilities, and it really sort of motivates them to do well and get out there and get the qualifications they need to get employment.
Yeah, I know a lot of people as well get quite excited, as we saw in the video about the Starbucks cafe in there. But we'll move on. We'll move on from that for a moment. We'll come back to vocational course in just a moment. James, I know you're over a lot of what's happening today as well. I think we can show the landing page that we've got, and you can just talk us through a few of the bits that are on there, because this is the place. You might have seen this already this morning. You might be going there with a program of events that are on there as well. But just talk us through, James. We've got the competition running later as well, but most importantly, we've got the study packs on there. There's career coach advice as well, isn't there?
Yeah, study packs really important because they will give you that flavour of what a department does. You'll find out about the course, some of the activities that are linked to that, the work placement opportunities, and there's little activities that you can have a go at. Yeah, it's not as good as we would like when you could come in and build a brick wall, or if you were doing engineering, you'd make a bracket for a hanging basket, really developing your skills. But this will give you a flavour, and hopefully it will whet your appetite. As Louise said before, there's an opportunity to go in and look at as many as you want. So please, I really would recommend students do that to get some more information about the course and where our students go afterwards as well.
Yeah, those are the virtual tours I was talking about. You just, when you get a chance, just go in all those little green circles. You can just click on them and they'll bring up all those areas. So you'll really be able to see the kind of facilities that James has been talking about as well. And there's the career coach section. So yeah, we would have liked to have you down there trying them. Don't try building a brick wall at home. Just sort of, I'll give that a go, even if you're looking to do an extension for your family. Probably worth just holding it for now. And we've got this competition that's going to be running later as well. So some of the things that are mentioned throughout today's live stream are the questions on there. So probably worth just paying attention, because we'd like to get people winning today, wouldn't we, as well?
Definitely, yeah. There's some vouchers available, and also an opportunity for students to identify which courses they're interested in, just to give us an idea for our future planning and making sure that our provision is there and young people can access it.
Yeah, brilliant. So when you get a moment, not at the moment, obviously, but when you get a moment, definitely get onto the landing page, fill in the details, let us know. Hopefully we can get you winning as well. And if you do win, someone will contact you. James, just back onto vocational courses for a moment. What do students, what do they tend to do once they've completed one of the courses?
In terms of progression, the vast majority of our students on vocational courses will go one of either three ways. They'll either go out into employment, they'll either secure an apprenticeship, or some of them will progress on into higher education at university. And I think that's something that's worth saying as well. There's a bit of a myth that you can only go to university if you've completed an A-level course. That is the traditional route, but certainly all of our vocational subjects at level 3 progression opportunities to university, and a lot of students there will go to university, get their degree, and then go out into the industry after that.
Fantastic. All the details are on the landing page. Again, wakefield.ac.uk/taste today. Just go onto there, you'll see all the details. James, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. And we will leave you in peace.
Thank you.
Good to see you. All right, there you go. That's James, just to talk a little bit about the vocational courses. Now, there is something brand new, actually, that's going to be starting this September. So we'll be up and running well in advance of when you are starting. And they are called T-Levels. In a moment, we're going to speak to Corinne Barker. She's the director of the curriculum for T-Levels as well. But first, if you haven't heard about these, you're not sure what they are, let us just show you a little bit of a flavour of it. Take a look at this. Okay, so it's T-Levels. They start this September at Wakefield College. Let's speak to Corinne Barker, the Director of Curriculum for T-Levels. Corinne, how are you doing?
Hi, Rich. I'm fine, thank you. And I just want to agree as well with Richard that Wakefield College is an absolutely brilliant college. And I can say that because I was a student at 16 at Wakefield College, and I chuckled when James said we've been delivering for 50 years, well, 100 years. I thought not quite 100 years, but I am absolute testimony that, come to Wakefield College, have an amazing experience, gain qualifications and get the skills and confidence to really do well in the world of work or at university. I didn't for 1 minute think that 40 years later I would be Director of Curriculum at Wakefield College. So it's just, you know, the sky's the limit.
I wasn't going to ask how many years, but you just said it now anyway.
Oh,
so we should have made that one of the questions on the little competition thing that we've got.
Embedding maths.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about T-levels. I suspect of all the things we're talking about this morning, there's a good chance that there'll be lots of you watching right now thinking, wait a minute, A-level, apprenticeships, vocational, T-levels, what are they? These are brand new. We've just seen the little video about it. They look fantastic, and they're kind of, I guess, a bit of a hybrid between the other options that have been available in the past. This meets somewhere in the middle, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so we're really, really excited at Wakefield College about these new courses. And we at Wakefield College have been planning them for 2 years. As you say, you know, we're starting to deliver them from this coming September. So if you are coming to Wakefield College in September 2022, there will be a raft of courses that we'll be able to offer you in T-levels. A little bit of a background that you perhaps didn't get from that little clip was that for a long time, employers have been telling colleges that although the young people come out of college with, you know, good qualifications, they don't seem to have the skills that are needed to work successfully in industry, you know, to go into employment ready, really. So over the past sort of 5 years, a large team of employers, industry experts, lecturers have been working with the government to develop these T-levels, so they are absolutely brand new and absolutely what is needed to prepare you to go and work in industry from college. I think the T-levels will best suit the students who know what they want to do as a job, because you choose a T-level subject. So they'll give students a head start towards working in the career that they've chosen. For example, if you know that you want to work with young children, you don't need to know exactly what job role you want, but if you know you definitely want to work with young children, you're not sure if you want to go straight into a job after college, or if you would like to get a high-level apprenticeship, or if you'd like to go on to university, T-levels are absolutely the right route. We will be adding more subjects. From this September, we are offering construction, digital and educational childcare. But from next year, we'll be adding more subjects into that. There'll be more digital kind of pathways, engineering, health and health science. So there'll be a raft of T-levels to choose from. They are, I would say, Rich, equivalent to A-levels in academic rigour. So if you're an A-level student, potentially, who, you know, is expected to get good grades, maths, English and science, perhaps up to a 5 or 5 and above, and you know the career you want to go into, this is just a way to kind of get a head start. So you've got those skills along with, you know, the academic qualifications. They are 20% practical in a workplace and 80% in the classroom. And they will be accepted in universities as equivalent to 3 A-levels. And also, as I say, the early years gives license to practice, so you'll be a fully qualified early years practitioner if you choose that route. And if you want to go into any of the other T-level or do any of the other T-level subjects, again, you will get the skills and underpinning knowledge to be able to go straight into a job role. I mean, it sounds great because, you know, if you're looking for that thing that you know what you want to do, but you also want to get that first step into it, get to the front of the queue of that effectively is what you're doing. And these are kind of tailored for you, aren't they? They're sort of set up for you. Absolutely. And, you know, even before T-levels, students that chose a vocational route and then went on to university quite often come back to us and say, you know, having had a taste in that subject, having spent 2 years in that particular studying that particular subject and developing skills, it almost gave them a head start in university because they knew that that was exactly the role they wanted to do, or the job they wanted to do, or the subject they wanted to study. And, you know, they were confident. It's confidence that it gives you as well in a particular area. And these are kind of shaped by, you say, the government have been involved in this as well, but also employers and local employers looking at actually how they can make them work to do that transition between education and then going into work as well. So it's kind of everyone working together to try and create a qualification that's going to best benefit you. Yeah, absolutely. And the content of the qualifications means that when you are in that work placement, you are learning the skills that the workforce of the future needs. The T levels that are on offer very much map to skill shortages or areas of employment that the government know will be growth areas in the future. So, you know, they're making sure that the young people that leave college that have chosen a vocational route have got a qualification that's worth something and is going to get them into, you know, a job role that they want within industry.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. And in terms of, just very quickly, in terms of the job prospects that, you know, the back end of T levels, obviously it's good insofar as doing those kind of things. What do you expect people to be studying and going on to do?
Well, I suppose a little bit like A levels and a little bit like a vocational qualification, they can either go straight into a job role where they can continue their training. They can go straight into a job role that they're qualified to do. They can go on to a higher level apprenticeship or to university. You know, the government has worked hand in hand with universities along the way as well to make sure that the academic rigor's there. So if you choose an A level, you have such a choice at the end, you know, at the end of your course of study. You've got the skills, you've got the entry to university, you know, academic qualifications. I just think it's just a breath of fresh air in terms of vocational qualifications. So if you know exactly what you want to do and you're looking at achieving good grades, you know, give T levels, you know, a lot of thought. And there's lots more information, you know, available to the public on websites and, you know, on our website. The government has put together lots of information because they are new, and you can understand if it's a new qualification, you know, you might be a little bit reluctant to choose that pathway, but I just say don't. They've been put together, you know, in such a way that all the industry experts, as you say, educationists, the government, we just know that they're a really good qualification.
Well, I mean, good luck with it for starting in September, obviously for this year as well. And by the time you'll have a full year under your belt of them, by the time we're looking for our year 10s at the moment. But good luck with it all. Thanks for explaining it as well. They are brand new. They're definitely worth just looking into. It might be something you hadn't considered before, and you might be hearing a few things there thinking, oh, wow, that's really would be perfect for me. So go and have a look at the website for more details. Corinne, thank you for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your day. See you later. There you go, Corinne.
Bye. Enjoy the day, everyone. Bye.
See you soon. I always love speaking to Corinne. She's super enthusiastic about the T levels, which of course, hopefully you'll be enthusiastic about as well. Next up, let's speak about student experience. Hayley's from Student Experience. There are loads of exciting opportunities at college you can do alongside your main course. We touched on it earlier on as well. Yes, there is the main course, but there's lots of other stuff going on. The head of student experience is Hayley Shillito. Hayley, hello. You all right?
Hello. Yes, I'm good, thank you. And hello, everybody who's listening. Hope you're having a good day.
Yeah, we've got lots coming up as well. We talk about this word enrichment quite a bit. So just talk to us through your eyes for students. What exactly is enrichment? What are we trying to do?
Okay, enrichment is all the extra stuff that you can get involved in whilst you're at college. So whilst you are here, you get an opportunity to obviously study excellent courses with excellent tutors, but then we also have a really excellent offer of other things you can get involved in. Things such as weekly clubs and activities, projects, trips, both nationally and internationally, student union and having an opinion, making changes, having an influence on your college community, loads and loads of different stuff. It enriches your experience at college, and it also helps to enrich you as a person. So developing skills that employers really do look for in the future.
Yeah, because we talked a lot this morning already about course offerings that are there. And of course, that is absolutely crucial. But there's so much more to Wakefield College as well, isn't there? As a community, as a group of students and teachers as well, it really is a fab place. And there's so much going on. I mean, I know the kind of activities you've got, and I know these aren't set in stone either as well, because you can adapt to those and you can change them depending on what your students want. But the kind of activities you've got, what are they?
So certainly this year we've had to make a little bit of a change because all of our activities have been online so far, but certainly hopefully after Easter we're going to have some more physical events. But things like debating society, we've got photography club, we've got mindfulness club, wellbeing Wednesdays, we've also run things like football, basketball, badminton. We've got a driving theory club that's worked really well this year and really helped students to develop those skills, obviously ready for their driving test. You can see on the activity timetable that's been pulled up there as well, we've got things like a Boris Club, which is all about politics and how you can sort of work with your local MP and change things in your local community and district. And we've also got the Duke of Edinburgh Award on there. The Duke of Edinburgh Award is quite a big commitment for a student because they have to commit to volunteering, developing a new skill, but we also take them out on an expedition. So that could be up from 3 to sort of 5 nights away. So camping, navigating, map reading and all those sorts of things. But we've got an offer there that really does suit all different students. So, you know, you might be really physical and like Duke of Edinburgh, but actually equally lots of students are interested in things like that. And so there's another offer there. And I think what's really good about our enrichment offer is you can see a timetable there, but that changes all the time. So it changes each term, but we also really listen to our students. So if you want to do something that isn't on offer, then you come and speak to the activity leaders and we can certainly put that on offer for our students. Equally, if there's something on there that isn't working and we're not getting anybody attending, you know, we don't push it, we don't force it, we just pull it and change it for something different, really. Yeah,
it might be worth just taking a note of something on that timetable, because if you're wanting to win that competition later, one of the answers might be on there in terms of the activity. So it might be worth just taking a quick sneaky look at that. Yeah, it is good. There's loads going on. Obviously, this year's been different naturally, but hopefully sooner rather than later, you're going to be able to get back to doing the stuff that you've been doing normally.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, certainly we've got plans for after Easter where we're doing a health and wellbeing week, and we normally do a big charity event where we do a colour fun run in Thorns Park. Loads of people get involved. We throw colour everywhere. It's really messy, but it's loads of fun. And, you know, things like fundraising and sort of helping, you know, other charities. And again, things that students are really passionate about. We try and do a lot of that as well. Because again, it enriches the experience and it also gives students different skills in terms of, you know, what they're doing for the future.
Okay, I want to speak with you in a moment, if it's all right for everyone, Hayley, about work experience placements, because those are really important and something you do as well. But you did mention the colour run and lots of the other stuff you've got going on. So let's just, in the absence of being there in person, let's just take a look at this, because it should hopefully give you a sense of the kind of fun you could be having at Wakefield College. Yeah, there you go, and lots more of that coming up, hopefully, with you at Wakefield College. Hayley, let's just talk about the work experience placements, because that's something you work really hard on as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, in order to develop those skills in young people, we offer work experience placements for students as well. So you would actually go out into the working world. Again, that's had to be adapted slightly this year. We've done a lot of virtual work experience, but that's all really important to make sure that you are sure and committed to the industry and things that you want to work in. Often a work experience placement can really cement for you in your mind that actually, yeah, this is really what I want to do and this is really how I want to work and develop my skills for. And we work with really excellent employers across the district. We work with really large employers, but we also work with some smaller employers as well. And they work with us to really provide an experience that is excellent for the student.
All right, I'm going to ask you, final question, Hayley. I'm going to put you on the spot, but I'm going to ask you anyway. You know, we've got loads of people in year 10 watching at the moment. Why should they pick Wakefield College? Go on, tell us.
Oh, it's really easy, Rich. Because of the student experience. Like I said, we've got excellent courses and we've got excellent tutors, but we've also got an excellent experience for students to get involved in. You've seen a real short snippet there, but some of the international trips and visits that we do, you know, we will make sure that you have an excellent time at college. All you've got to do is get involved, you know, join in with everything and you will have the best experience. And that's why you should come to Wakefield College.
Awesome. Well, yeah, all those experiences are there for you to take. And that's the thing, isn't it? It's about just grasping them and going with it. Hayley, thank you so much for joining us. Really good to speak to you. It's easy. Right, there you go. There's Hayley, just to talk a bit aside from everything else we talked about with the courses. Okay, we've got one final person to speak to before we get on with the rest of the morning as well. whilst at college, one thing that's really important to the college and will be really important to you is to make sure that you're supported in all different ways, whether that's your plans for university or employment or apprenticeships. And the head of student experience to talk about careers for you and next steps as well is Lee Alsop. So Lee, hello, you all right?
Hey, Rich. Morning.
Yeah, good. Okay, so in terms of supporting students, that is something that I know yourself and the college as a whole really kind of pride yourselves on.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's been a long-standing tradition of Wakefield College to have a wide range of support services for our students. And it's absolutely been a real challenging time, hasn't it, for everybody over this last 12 months. And we've seen record highs in students engaging our support services. But I think that commitment that we had for years preceding it has really stood us in good stead. We have a large number of staff services available for students for welfare, for safeguarding, for wellbeing related matters. They're all safeguarding trained, they're all mental health first aiders, and they're really there to try and help ensure that those barriers to learning, those confidence levels, those low moods, the resilience, everything else is supported and developed with the learners. And one of the more recent examples of development in our service is the fact that we now do some very specific tailored work to support young adult carers as well. So again, whatever the barrier is, whatever the support need is, we're really open to supporting learners within Student Central and across the culture of the college.
Yeah, and students of all ages, you know, if you're watching this, you might have older or younger siblings, but, you know, the last few months, last 12 months has been so difficult as well. So it had a real impact for a lot of people in terms of mental health, and it's going to be difficult going forward out the back of it as well. So it's kind of really important that that support is there for anyone who is struggling, anyone who wants advice, that there is that opportunity to have that conversation.
Absolutely, yeah, and we always do have that open door policy. We've got a strong culture of Student Central, as it's called, where most of the services are in a hub there together, and we want that open door policy for students to walk up, to walk in, to identify themselves, but also in terms of our support, it's an ongoing thing. It's been ongoing throughout the lockdown. It's been virtual, it's been telephone, it's been email. It's been really adjusted to make sure that that support is in place and consistent for the hundreds of students that do access it each day.
Yeah, let's just talk about careers and next steps as well. Anyone watching now, you know, this is a really important decision, the next decision that you make as well. It's important before applying, you know, do that research, make sure that you're picking the right thing for you.
Absolutely, yeah. And I mean, now more than ever, it's a tough decision, isn't it? There's uncertainty around, and I think at the age of 15, 16, it's a real tough decision to make if you're not making it with any information or at least research behind you. And I think our mindset of it is that we want learners and young people to make that right decision the first time round, but there's support there if not. I mean, when it comes to that career choice, it isn't and shouldn't be about what your friends are doing or what's the easiest or what's at the end of your street almost. It's about making, as we call it with our students in all of our support, it's about making informed decisions to make sure that really you're making that choice to study something for a year or two or even beyond that, that's really suited to your skills, your knowledge, your experiences, and that's something that you're passionate about doing for the future. And in that, if you need to make those decisions or when you're making those decisions, then we want you to be doing that alongside of considering all of those information, all of those decision-making factors, whilst also using labour market information as well to help make sure you've got as much in your decision and your decision-making processes as possible to make sure it is the right one for you. Because it is, as you say, it's a really tough decision for anybody to make, isn't it? Especially in isolation, if you've not looked at what careers suit you and what career markets actually, or employment markets actually look like at the moment.
Yeah, and the college is there to help during year 10 as well. So there's lots of stuff that you can do to help anyone watching right now to make that decision.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, there's many ways that colleagues have already talked about already, but one of the ways that I wanted to just quickly touch on was Career Coach. It's an online portal available via our website. It creates or includes, live labour market information about different jobs in the Wakefield district, but also wider across the Yorkshire and Humber as well. In that, you can complete a careers assessment, as you can just see on the screen now, simple multiple choice answers, and then it gives you a percentage score match against different industries, different job roles. You can see there the different salaries that exist in the different roles, day-to-day life activities, the skills that employers are looking for, the types of employers that are recruiting at the moment. But as equally as important, it also gives you the qualifications that we offer aligned to those jobs as well, so that the young people that are looking at it can actually see that direct link to say, I'm interested in this role. And as you can see there, they're the courses that Wakefield College offer for me, and can utilize the tool, not just to familiarize themselves with the job market at the minute and the jobs that are available, but also to see what courses we offer, whether that be a T-level, an A-level, a vocational study, or an apprenticeship or a degree apprenticeship. They're there for you all in one place to have a look. And once you've done that careers assessment as well, it's not just about looking at jobs and the salaries and everything else. It also gives you some personality traits and some scoring about yourself in terms of the way that you've answered the questions. So it could also give you ways of updating your CV, updating your skill bank, or at least giving you opportunity to see what your strengths are.
Yeah, it's definitely worth taking a look at as well. It might be one of those things that really, it can be a bit overwhelming, can't it, when you think about all the stuff. Actually, sometimes perhaps it's easier to know if you know where you want to go and work backwards from there. And actually, it's quite useful for doing that. There's that there as well. There's also the careers coach activity that students can do.
Yeah, and we would ask everybody to have a go at this today or whenever you can, really. And it's just a step-by-step activity to enable you to explore career coaching. It just takes you from startup point to register all the way through to the steps that we've talked about there, about looking at the different job roles. And as has been alluded to before, if you've got 2 or 3 options in mind, then that's absolutely fantastic. That gives you a broader opportunity to research and to find these things, find the jobs, find the industries, find the employers that you're interested in, and absolutely explore that and use the labour market information in Career Coach, a careers interview with our service, and absolutely utilise that to make that informed decision, to know and to trust that that's the right choice for you. Because, as I said before, it is a really tough decision. The tendency, the likelihood is often at times, like possibly I could have been guilty of when I was their age, of just following friends, just going for something easy, just going for something that's at the end of the street. And in the current climate of things, you realistically do need to be looking at using the data that we've now got, using the experiences that you can draw upon from yourself, and really choosing something that you're passionate about. And yeah, if you can do that task today, that'd be wonderful, or have a look over those tasks, because it does give you that great insight into the options that you may have. You could even make it a competition to try and find out which jobs are the highest paid jobs in Wakefield, which jobs have the most people working in those roles within Wakefield. And it's a real interesting insight to see what the jobs are actually about. So yeah, please do have a go at that task. It's really useful and interesting to do.
Yeah, definitely. And there's just so much stuff for you to get stuck into, really, on the landing page is the best way to put it, really. And anything you might need from a tools perspective is all there for you. Lee, thank you so much for talking us through that. Really appreciate it. Our last guest this morning, chatting to everyone. Have a good day, mate. Thanks very much.
Take care.
Okay, so well, that really brings us to the end of this part of the morning, really, this live stream. Thank you for joining. Get your study packs. They're available for you. And if you go to the landing page as well, wakefield.ac.uk/taster day, you've seen all the activities on there. You've seen the taster sessions you can do. You've seen the careers paths you can go and have a look at. It really is all there. Go and do your research, go and have a look. And of course, do keep Wakefield College at the front of your mind when you're deciding which step that you do want to take. There is also on that landing page the competitions, a few little questions on there, a little bit of fun, and you can win some shopping vouchers by doing that. We will contact the winners after Easter, but you might as well give it a go. You could be winning, having a little spending on us as well. Thank you so much for taking part. It's been really, really good to see you. I'm sorry we couldn't do it in person, but hopefully we'll be able to get you down to the college sooner rather than later. Have a great day. Hopefully you'll be able to get on with all the stuff that's on the website, and we'll see you soon. Any questions, you're always free to contact anyone at Wakefield College about it. Have a great day.